Welcome, everybody. The topic at hand is about feeling qualified enough to be yourself. I run a small group for coaching for women around public speaking, and we just had a really lively discussion today about when do we feel like we are qualified enough? Or when do we feel like we may struggle with imposter syndrome when we're around different people? And if anybody feels me on that, if you ever feel like you're less than or like you're struggling to feel like you belong where you are, you're welcome to share a heart or something in the chat around it because boy, imposter syndrome is really something that is a huge struggle for people. So I want us all to go through a real quick thought exercise around imposter syndrome. And because I am a speaking coach, I'm going to go ahead and work with the lens of how we're communicating to each other. All right. So first of all, I want us to think about when we sit back and imagine someone who's really like speaking confidently and really, coming across in a way that we feel like is eloquent and what they're saying feels right on and from the heart and well thought through. I want you to stop and think about what that person looks like to you, and then think about how far or close to that person you feel like you are, right? Do you feel like you could be that very confident, very accomplished person who is talking from their heart? Or do you feel like you're way over somewhere else? I think that is the divide that so many of us feel around imposter syndrome. And I think one big thing that's happening nowadays is we are seeing so many phony, baloney, underqualified people who are literally in our current administration, who are running companies, who are speaking out when they are way not unqualified to be doing so. But meanwhile, we have all of these brilliant people who are absolutely, quote, qualified, who feel stuck in their imposter syndrome corner, right? So we are at odds and we'll see these people and think, well, how do they have that confidence or, that entitlement to feel like they can go out there and do that where I'm over here feeling very stuck in my corner. So I want to say that it's not all about what your internal struggle is. There is a larger system at play that is keeping many of us questioning ourselves while it's boosting and supporting other people to feel like they're doing great. Okay. So the first question again is thinking about who is this very qualified, well spoken person? And then where do you fit? Can you imagine yourself being that? Or do you feel like, you're somewhere way far away? And that is the divide for you to like start to think about a little bit and for us all to think about, frankly. And what do we imagine? What is that initial thing that we think about? And how representative of is that of the many different people who are out there? Okay. The second question I want to ask is what do you think the qualities are to make that person be this impressive person who can speak out and who can speak their mind and who is impressive, right? And we're talking about whether they're talking like I am online, whether you're at a business presentation, whether you're on a political stage. What are the qualities? And let's really analyze them. Are they qualities that support all of us, or are they qualities that have a bias built into them? Because if we're trying to embody qualities that are never like really part of our qualities as women, as people who maybe feel marginalized, then we're playing a losing game. So I want you to think about that. The third question I want you to think about is, can everyone become a qualified person if they go through the right training and the right metrics? Are we opening the doors for everybody to be able to communicate and speak freely? Or are we holding a tight image of something from yesteryear that is, something about who can be qualified? The reason why I'm going into this corner right now is for us to unpack some of our own internal biases, right? Our own internal biases about, will I ever be qualified enough? Will I ever fit in? Will I ever feel ready? Will I ever feel confident? These are so deeply baked into us on so many levels that I think it's really worth an exercise to unpack them. So I'm really hope that this is landing for you, because in our lively discussion today, I was with this group of super well accomplished midlife women still grappling with this feeling of, do I have a right to be here? Meanwhile, again, we're seeing all of these people who are just going out there on these grand stages talking nonsense to people who have, honestly, they're doing more harm than good. And meanwhile, so many of us are stuck in our corners. So, thank you all for tuning in. The last couple things I want to bring up, because I'm a book nerd and, these things can be helped, is The Confidence Code. This book is quite old now, but I think it's a beautiful one. And they really do take on imposter syndrome. So it's written by Katie Kay and Claire Shipman. And I always recommend this to all of my clients, that this will really help you to understand the studies and the psychology behind why, in particular, so many women feel like we're not qualified, which is, y'all, it is such a load of BS. I mean, come on. We are qualified, especially by midlife. Heck yeah. Can we always learn? Can we always grow? Can we always hone our skills? Absolutely. But when are we going to literally get behind ourselves? And I think I'm just hearing more and more people by my age saying, if not now, then when? Right? Like, it's time to do this thing. The other book I would like to recommend is a little shameless plug, but it is also my workbook, and it's called Love Your Voice. And what we do in Love Your Voice is we analyze the different uh, messaging you've heard about how you communicate and what you continue to tell yourself about how you communicate. And it's so personal, our relationship with how it is we're communicating with the world. But let's go ahead and be our freaking number one fan, our number one cheerleader. Let's back ourselves up and remind ourselves time and time again that, yes, we are qualified. We are overqualified. We are overqualified to be ourselves, because who else gets to be that? No one. So whatever it is that you find yourself questioning, I want you to take that on, and I want you to think about how. And if you need tools, you've got some great book recommendations. My phone. And you're also welcome to come on over to my Substack, Love Your Voice, and I'll get a phone stand maybe for the next time I do a live. Thank you all. You're qualified. You're amazing. This is my pep talk of the day. Hang in there, be strong, and go out there and use your voice, because you're the only voice that you have for yourself. So you may as well back it up. Take care, everyone.